Here are the 4 things I implement when I deal with new people on my team. My name is Michael Barayev. I built a team of 150 plus sales guys in less than 2.5 years. We did that with 0 money invested. And now we have a solar sales team that's growing from coast to coast like butter on toast. And my goal today is to teach you and help you understand that there's 4 main things that you need to kind of implement when you're working with someone that starts fresh on your team, whether it's a staff member, whether it's an employee, whether it's a vendor that you're working with, a contractor, whether it's a salesperson, it doesn't matter. You have to implement these 4 things because these are the things that changed my business tremendously, right? And I started building teams since I was 19 years old, and I failed miserably the first 4 or 5 years because I just didn't have certain skill sets that I needed. And then all of a sudden, 2015, 2016, I started to build my team, and eventually we grew that team in less than 2.5 years to about over 150 people. And what really changed everything for me in that little time frame where we started to explode like crazy, it was, number 1 is understanding, right? You have to understand. A lot of times when you get stuck in building something for a very long time, you become an expert, you become a skilled individual, skilled salesperson, whatever it may be, what ends up happening is that you may forget how you started when you first started. So number 1 is to understand, right? And I talk about this a lot because I got impacted by this word not too long ago when me and one of my partners, we went to a customer's house and the customer's wife actually passed away. And, I don't know if you guys know the story, but, we were talking to him and, they were like glue. Like when we first met up with them, they were like having a good time. They were amazing. Like it was just a beautiful couple. All of a sudden we come back after a month or two, to complete some of the project stuff that we were working on with them. The wife passed away, right? And, you could just tell the man was a different person. Like he just lost a piece of himself. Half his soul is gone. Like you could just tell. And he was going through a tough time. But, one of the things that we asked him was like, how did you guys make it work so beautifully? Like for the, they were married for like 30 plus years. And he said to me, he looked at me and said with one word, he just said one word. He's like, understand. And me and my partner looked at each other like, what do you mean by understand? Like, what does that mean? And he said, you have to understand your partner. You have to really, truly understand. He's like, understanding them and really, truly understanding where they're coming from, looking at it from their lens and really feeling who they are, feeling what they're thinking about, just understanding them deep down inside, you'll get along much better. And when he said that to me a couple months back, I started to realize like, wow, forget about business. At home in my relationship, I need to get better at understanding my fiance, my wife, my future kids, my mom, my brothers, my friends. Like that one word changed my life. And a lot of times we forget when we're dealing with new people that we don't understand them. Like we don't understand. We're quick to judge them, say, oh, he's not good. I'll give you an example. A guy can start with you on his first day to go knock on doors. Okay? The first day happens, it's raining. Okay? And he decides like, oh, I can't, he starts making excuses and wants to go home. Okay, it's his first day, by the way, mind you. He hasn't been here for a week, a month, 2 months, 6 months. Like, he doesn't understand the mindset. Like, hey, if it's raining, people are home, like wear boots. Like, he didn't understand that. It's his first day out on the field. And he wants to go home. Now, as a leader, you might say, loser, get rid of him. He sucks, bad mindset. Or you can have the right mindset and say, wait a minute, let me understand this person. It's his first day. He's never knocked on doors before. He's never done commission-only sales. He's never done any of that stuff. How can I expect him to understand to go out there and hustle in the middle of the rain? Like, he didn't even know to be prepared. Whose fault is that really? My fault as a leader, as an example, right? So like, instead of like quickly judging and quickly going, oh, he's a loser, why not say, hey, you know what? Let me understand him. It's his first day. Remind myself, wait a minute, when I first started, how was I? And if you really think back to when you first started something, oh my God, believe me, if you guys saw me when I first started sales, you would have quickly said, this guy ain't going nowhere, right? You were like, this guy, like you would have laughed at me. And that's how new people are. Like new people are funny because like they don't know anything better, right? So that's the number 1 thing that I learned when it comes to building a team is you need to understand them. Don't understand yourself, understand them. Try to figure out where they're at. Okay, that's number 1. Number 2, okay? Number 2 is give them slack, but also be firm with them. What I mean by that is empathy, right? Empathy versus authority. Right? Give them slack sometimes. Like the first thing, I'm a very like kind of guy, right? But my partner Eric, as an example, he's a little bit more softer, a little more empathetic, a little more caring, and that's how we are a good dynamic duo. But like sometimes you got to have that empathy side and also have the authority side as well. You got to balance both. Now in that situation when the guy trying to go home early on his first day, I'm gonna have empathy. I'm gonna say, listen, I understand that it's raining. I completely understand that your shoes are wet, but let me ask you a quick question. You told me that you wanted to succeed and create success in your family. You just told me that you and your mom are living in a one-bedroom apartment and she's almost about to get evicted because she can't pay the rent. So you going home right now, do you think it's a smart decision, or do you think it's a decision that maybe that's something you need to think about? Like, does it really matter if your shoes are wet by the time we're done, but you made $1,000 today? Like, does it really matter? Can you buy some new shoes? I'm not telling you to get sick. I'm just asking you, what do you think? Having that empathy, understanding them, but also having that authoritativeness and saying, hey, like, wake up. I'm your coach. I'm here to mentor you. I'm here to guide you. I'm not gonna just let slack kick in. I'm not gonna just slide back. No, I'm gonna be open and ask you. I'm not gonna tell you what to do, but I'm gonna ask you and understand. Okay, I understand your situation, but I also understand, because I deeply understand your situation. I also understand you need to make money, you need to create success, and I need to wake you up and say, hey, maybe this is not the best choice. And you tell me what you want to make. At the end of the day, I won't judge that guy, but I will try to help him understand the situation a little bit better, right? So you need to have those two things implemented, right? You need to understand them and then have empathy and authority on top of that, right? The third thing that helped me, when it came to building, teams and dealing with new people on my team was I was there to protect their mindset. Like, believe me, man, when they go home, my employees, my teammates, my partners, whoever, they're going to get bombarded with negativity. They're going to get bombarded with somebody telling them this can't be done. Oh, it's too negative. Oh, and they're also, can I be honest with you? They're also looking at you, creating success or creating failure maybe. And they're judging everything based on you, because if you're the leader and you're suffering and you're not creating success, they're going to judge that as well. But you have to get good at protecting their mindset, because I already know that I'm a strong mind. I already know that I'm going to win. Whatever I'm going to put myself into, and you probably know this as well, you're going to win. But the new person doesn't know that. He's still questioning himself, saying, will this work? Can it work? Maybe it works for Michael. Maybe it's not going to work for me. Can I make it happen? I have bills to pay. Should I give it a couple of weeks? Should I give it a couple of months? And listen, I've been there many times. And I understand that people want to quit, and I get that. But it's your job to protect their mind. It's my job, for example, if I got a new guy that's working with me, setting appointments, building a team, or whatever, making sales with me virtually, whatever it is, it's my job to protect their mind. Say, yo, smack at it. We're going to create success. We're going to freaking win. It's my job to protect their mind, to make sure that society doesn't program them in a negative way. So I'm going to program them in a positive way. I'm going to educate them. I'm going to train them. I'm going to exude all my confidence into them. Because remember, when it comes to sales, right, and it comes to anything, their skepticism cannot be higher than your confidence. So my job is to increase my confidence to overcome their skepticism and program them the right way. You want to call it brainwashing? I agree. It's positive brainwashing. But I want to protect them from the negative brainwashing that's out there. Very important when somebody is new, because if I don't do that, believe me, the new person is like this. They're waiting to listen to someone. They're going to be influenced by somebody. I'd rather them be influenced by me, because I know that I have a vested interest in them succeeding. I have a vested interest in them becoming successful with me, because my success is dependent on them. And it's very important to understand that, right? So understand them. Remember, your first time, when you first started, right? Be understanding to them. Be empathetic and authoritative as well. And number 3 is what? Protect their mind. And number 4 is teach and educate. Your job is to teach and educate your habits. Teach and educate your mindset. Teach and educate your lifestyle. Teach and educate how to do things the right way, because they're watching everything. New people are watching everything you do. Usually what happens is the first week or two, they start doing really good and they start declining. If you see them declining, it's because of you, not because of them. It's because you have not given them the right example on what needs to get done. Because usually people start with high excitement, they're excited, they're running around, woo! But what happens a week or two later, they start declining because you let them slack. Because your job is to educate them and teach them how to stay sustainable without you physically there. Your job is to educate them and train them so that they don't need you anymore. My goal is not for everyone to need me. My goal is for everyone never to need me again. That's the true development of someone in your business. My goal is to make them interdependent with people in the company, but not dependent on me. I don't want people to depend on me. Why? Why would I want that? I want 100 phone calls a day. I want them to learn and to develop themselves. And by the way, what it does to them, it builds their confidence like crazy. It builds their self-esteem. It builds their skill set and their capacity. It makes them into better human beings and better leaders, so now we can go focus on the next batch of new people. And that's how you go from 5 to 10 to 15 to 20 to 30 people, because you have to invest in the newest batch that comes in. But you have to, number 1, understand them. You got to be empathetic and be authoritative, right? You have to protect their minds, and you have to educate them with all your habits and all the knowledge that you know. And if you implement those 4 things when it comes to a new person, oh my God, believe me, copy and paste, copy and paste, copy and paste, copy and paste, and now you're going to have an army behind you duplicating you and creating success. So I appreciate you. If you like this kind of content, do me a favor, subscribe to the channel, like, and drop some comments and let me know what you think. Give me some feedback. Let me know what other videos you want me to kind of go over, and give me some topics that you would love for me to go over and discuss into detail. And I appreciate you for following my content. I love my content. I love you back. We'll see you guys in the next video with 100,000+ subscribers on the way. See you guys.